Hello, welcome to Mathematics with Simon. I'm Simon. Today we're going to explore decimal fractions, sometimes referred to as decimals. Decimal fractions are useful when we're talking about part of something. Part of a cake, part of an amount of money, or time, or distance, or a pie, or some apple juice. Let's start from how the number system works. So we start with 1, 2, 3, 4, up we go. And then when we get to 9, we don't have a new symbol, we just represent 10 by putting a 1 in the column on the left. So the 1 goes in there, 110 and no units. Even further to the left it's 100, then 1,000, 10,000 and so on. So now we're going to think about going the other way. So we're going to write 1 as just 1.0, and then as we move the 1 to the right, instead of getting 10 times bigger, we're going to think of it as 10 times smaller. So 0.1 is a tenth. 0.01 is a hundredth. 0.001 is a thousandth. And we're just going to go through, so let's just go through, having understood that, the 9 simple decimal fractions. So 0.1 is a tenth, 0.2 is 2 tenths, and 2 tenths cancels to a fifth. There's a video on cancelling down fractions on the channel if you're interested. 0.3 is 3 tenths. 0.4 is 4 tenths, which is 2 fifths, cancels down to 2 fifths. We divide the top and bottom by 2. 0.5 is 5 tenths. We divide the top and bottom by 5, 1/2. 0.6 is 6 tenths, or 3 fifths. 7 tenths. 0.8 is 8 tenths, or 4 fifths. And 0.9 is 9 tenths. So those are the first sort of 9, the simple ones. Then we can think about the hundredths. So 0.01 is a hundredth. 0.02 is 2 hundredths. Divide top and bottom by 2 and we get 1/50. And now we can go the other way. So what we're going to think about is dividing 1 by 2. So it's 2 into 1.0. 2 into 1 goes no times, carry the 1. 2 into 10 goes 5 times. So a half is 0.5, which is what we showed in the other direction, coming from the decimals to the fractions, rather than coming from the fractions to the decimals. 1/3, so we're going to divide 1 by 3. 3 into 1.000. So 3 into 1 goes no times, carry the 1. 3 into 10 goes 3 times, carry the 1. 3 into 10 goes 3 times, carry the 1. 3 into 10 goes 3 times, carry the 1, and so on. So we get 0.33333, recurring, we say recurring, and we write it like this: a third equals 0.3 with a dot over to show that it recurs infinitely. Now let's look at a quarter. So we're going to divide 1 by 4. 4 into 1.0. So 4 into 1 goes no times, carry the 1. 4 into 10 goes twice, and then we carry the 2. 4 into 20 goes 5 times, and there's nothing left over. So a quarter is 0.25, which is a really good one to remember. A fifth, so 1 divided by 5, no times, carry the 1, and then 5 into 10 goes twice. So that's really neat. So a fifth is just 0.2, and actually we found that coming the other way as well, from the decimals to the fractions. A sixth, so 6 into 1, 0, carry 1. 6 into 10, 1, carry 4. 6 into 40, how many 6s are there in 40? The answer is 6, because 6 6s are 36, carry a 4. 6 is in 46, carry a 4, and so on. So here we get 0.16 recurring, written like this, 0.16 with a dot over it. A seventh, now this is a fascinating one actually. So 7 into 1 is 0, 7 into 10 is 1, carry 3. 7 into 30, well, 4 7s are 28, so we carry the 2. Then 7s into 20, 2 7s are 14, carry the 6. 7s into 60, 8 7s are 56, carry the 4. 7s into 40, 5 7s are 35, carry the 5. 7, and then we're back again, so it goes 1 4. So actually what we've got is 0.142857, 142857, 142857. It's recurring in a different way. and we write it like this: 1/7 equals 0.142857 recurring. So the dots are over the 1 and the 7 to show that this pattern is repeated. An eighth is a bit less fiddly, so 8 into 1, no times, carry the 1. 8 into 10 goes once, carry the 2. 8 into 20 go twice, carry the 4. 8 into 40 go 5 times, so 1/8 equals 0.125. A ninth is pretty, so 9 into 1 is 0, carry the 1. 9 into 10 is 1, carry the 1. 9 into 10 is 1, carry the 1. 9 into 10 is 1, carry the 1. No, the record hasn't stuck. Or the video's not on repeat, it's just me enjoying myself. So basically what we've got here is 1/9 equals 0.1 recurring. For those that don't remember how a record sticks, there were these, I mean, they're still actually doing quite well, vinyl records where you can play music. It has a needle, and the point is sometimes it becomes scratched and it keeps clicking back to where it was, and so you get a certain phrase gets repeated. That's what I was on about. Anyway. Alright, let's look at this. So a tenth, so we're going to have 10 dividing into 1. So 10 goes into 1 no times, carry the 1, 10 into 10 goes once, and we're done. So a tenth equals 0.1, and we're kind of full circle. So we've come at it now from the other direction. Okay, so there are some decimals that do not recur. Actually, there are loads of decimals that do not recur. So the number pi, for those that are not so familiar or have forgotten or have not yet learned, pi is the ratio of the circumference of a circle divided by the diameter of a circle. So if you take the circumference of any circle and you divide by the diameter, you get this number. It's a very useful number because then if you know the diameter, you can work out the circumference by multiplying by pi. And if you know the circumference, you can work out the diameter by dividing by pi. So it's a very useful number. It's the same for all circles. 3.14159265359. It never repeats. There's no repeating pattern. When I was young, I learned it to 3.1415927. It rounds up. But actually, if you stop anywhere, you're always approximating because it goes on forever. And actually, there are loads of numbers like that. Weirdly, most numbers are non-recurring decimals. That's quite an advanced idea. That's for another video. We can also think about different number bases. So we have a video on different number bases. And so if I wrote 0.1 in base 3, that actually signifies a third rather than a tenth. Because, of course, in base 3, 10 is 3 and 100 is 9. So 0.1 is a third and 0.01 is a ninth. So my question, please write in the comments, how do we write a half as a decimal in base 3? In fact, we shouldn't even call it a decimal. That's actually wrong. We should just call it, how do you write a half in base 3 with a point? Because decimal is all about base 10. You know, base 10 is assumed. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this. I've enjoyed it a lot. Please like if you like. I've changed this page now. Please like if you like and subscribe if you want more and hit the notification bell. I really hope you enjoy your mathematics and I really look forward to seeing you next time.